Hey guys, it is Simone here. I'm just gonna wait for a second to see if anyone jumps on. This is our usual Monday night training at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. So if you guys um, are catching this live, you guys know you can ask questions and kind of join in on the discussion. If you guys are watching the recording later, always feel free to leave a comment, reach out to somebody, and we can help you kind of go through all the different things that we talk about. So today we're going to talk about different Posh resources and specifically with, ask the question, specifically talk about all the different ways that you can get Posh help, basically. And are you taking advantage of all the things that Posh has to offer? So some of these things are things that are directly from corporate. Some of them are team related, so something that you're going to get directly because you're a team member, a Posh Heart's team member, or this is stuff that you're just going to get because you're a consultant. And we have a really great culture at Posh, so it's all about sharing and caring and helping each other out. So it really is a family, whether you are in the same family line or whatnot. We're all here to help each other out and cheer each other on. So first and foremost, so if you guys are I'm going to start from what you're going to see the second you join, okay? And then I will kind of work out around there. And I'll kind of just talk about it a little bit. And we do have like a resources files in our a doc, resources doc in our files in the team page. So if you are looking for any of these links, if you're not entirely sure what I'm talking about, refer to that and you should be able to find pretty much everything that you need there. So upon joining, you get an email. You're going to get access to your virtual office. That's your email and your account, or I guess your consultant ID, depending on whatever you use to log in, and your password will take you into your virtual office. If you are not super familiar with your virtual office, this is your VO. We talk about this. We refer to this as your VO a lot, and this is where you're going to spend probably the majority of your time on the website. Other than using the website to browse and to shop and to look up information about the different products, your VO is going to be really important as well. So if you guys are unfamiliar with your VO, if you're not entirely sure how to even use it or what to do with it, I really recommend that you take the time to kind of look through there. The biggest thing you're going to see is your summaries tab, or your whatever, under my business, you're going to have summary, and that's going to be where you're going to see your monthly stats. So everything that we look at is by month, so by the calendar month. So you're going to see your personal volume, your team volume, company volume, qualified frontline, the number of recruits you have that month, and this is like a good summary of everything. If you have anybody in your team and you're adding people to your team, you're also going to be able to look at your downline, and that's another tab, and you're going to be able to see what their progress is, how they are in terms of hitting props, etc., etc. You're also going to have your own props tab to see where you are in earning your props. You're going to see where your orders are, your order history, who's ordered from your website, who's got a party in the or a cart in the party. This is where you're going to create those online events with hostesses or with you as a hostess. So this is just the general site that you need to be familiar with. If you're not familiar with it, I just recommend that you guys play around, because it's very straightforward once you kind of play around with it, okay? Make sure that you do update your profile, because when people come to your website, it's great to be able to see a face. It's great to be able to see a little bit more information about the consultant that they are, whose website they're browsing, right? The next thing that you're going to look at, and probably another spot that you're going to spend a lot of time on, especially when you're getting started, is in the Posh box. I say especially when you're getting started because the Posh box is where you get access to the academy, the prep academy. That's where you're going to get all of like the basic Posh 101 stuff to help you get your business started. The academy, so the prep, we have We have several different academies, but the very first academy that you're going to have access to is the Prep Academy. That is where you're going to be able to earn the extra goodies by earning your props. The Prep Academy is set up so it's a day-by-day thing, but obviously you can complete more than one day at a time because they're really short. They're very small snippets with a little bit of homework. And that is something that I do recommend that everyone checks out because that a lot of your basic first questions and frequently asked questions are going to be answered in the academy. After you finish the Prep Academy, you can also get started on the Action Academy, and that's just kind of a nice buffer in between the Prep Academy and Leadership Academy. So definitely check that out. Some other really great things in the Posh Box are the different trainings that we've had from previous, from home office in the past, different resources. So this is where you're going to be able to find like a PDF of the catalog, Posh Product 101 stuff, product images, product, any collateral that home office creates for us, you're going to be able to find that in the resources tab. So those are kind of like the big things. There's the support tab there that where you can contact and submit a ticket to support. You're going to be able to find basically any of our specials, all the different ads and graphics are available in the Posh Box. So that's really important for you to kind of, learn about and be more aware of and figure out how to kind of navigate a little bit more. Okay? So those are kind of the most important of the website stuff, right? And then now we're going to talk about, so then the next thing that you're going to be make sure that you're on is Facebook. If you do not have an account on Facebook yet, obviously you're not seeing this training live, but even if you're not a big social media person, I do think that you should take a look at Facebook because that is where the majority of our team communication takes place. That's where the majority of a lot of things actually take place. And this is where you're going to be able to take part into different team trainings and chat with other consultants, etc. Okay, we do have one tab in the VO, the virtual office, that I did forget to mention. That's the newsroom tab, and that's going to be where you're going to go. That's your news feed, basically. That's your Posh news feed. That's where you should go to look for information. Often, actually, at the top of your virtual office, it has the most recent info thing, so it kind of gives you a little bit an idea of what the most recent tidbit is in the newsroom. But I do recommend that you check out the newsroom fairly regularly because you're going to get updates on product stuff. Any important news that Posh has is going to go through the newsroom. So if you feel like Facebook, everything just flies by too fast on Facebook, check out your virtual office and check out the newsroom there because all of the information is there. Okay? Alright, so Facebook. Even if you're not a big social media person and you're not really into, you don't want to get sucked in, I do admit that Facebook can be a really a big time sucker. It's not a very productive activity, and sometimes you go on to look for one thing and you end up browsing and watching 50 videos of another thing, right? But if you can get onto Facebook and kind of limit your time on there, and then it can be a really great resource for you. The pages you should be on, or the groups that you should be in, are Team Posh. That is the corporate-run Facebook group. That is run by home office. You're going to get news from them, and you're going to get updates there. They run contests and all that fun stuff there. Our Tuesday trainings are also taking place there, so that is a really great resource to have. Tuesday training happens every Tuesday. Just be on Team Posh, and there will be links of YouTube videos throughout the day from different leaders or from home office. It's just you don't have to, I guess, watch the page to continue to get the benefits of the page. Just check out the hashtag tags, and if usually you'll get usually Facebook's pretty good about seeing what's important, and you'll see it in your newsfeed. I am glad you guys find the Team Posh and the Posh Hearts page really helpful because that's where the benefit of having Facebook is you have all these consultants that come together in one place, and so you're able to help each other out, and you're able to talk things through, get advice, and find and bond with other people, because it's a different kind of business that we're in. So it's nice to have a group of people who understand what we're going through. So obviously you have Team Posh. Make sure you're on our Posh Hearts page. Obviously, since we're doing our live here and you're watching, then you are obviously in the team page. If you add anyone to the team, you're always welcome to add them to the team page. Give them a shout out, give them a welcome. But the team page is not my page. If anyone wonders if you feel like you can't post something, then that's just ridiculous. You should be able to post anything that's positive, that's helpful, that adds to our helping and sharing culture that we have, because this is part of I think why Posh is different and why we like Posh a lot, or most of us, right? We love not only the products, but we also love the fact that we all can help each other out, right? So my point in that is that I would love to see interaction. I would love to see posts. It's not just my page. I just happen to be an admin, a leader, or whatever. But it doesn't mean that I am better than anyone else. Everyone is able to post on the page. If you feel like you did something really amazing, or if you feel like you found something that's super helpful, share on the page, because it helps everybody. Okay, so we have Team Posh, we have Posh Hearts. Those are the two groups that I think that everybody should be in. Some other optional pages. Well, okay, another one. You should definitely like the Perfectly Posh corporate page, their business page, because I find that super helpful to kind of see the different things that they're posting. They do contests there on there as well, that's sometimes geared just for customers, sometimes geared for everybody. But watching what they do and being able to kind of go off of what they have is awesome to help. I find it helpful for my business, so definitely like the Perfectly Posh page, okay? So that's the one page you should like, and then there's the two groups that you should definitely be in. Now, I am going to give you or talk about the optional groups that you guys can be involved in. I do, however, stress to not get too sucked in and to really think about all the different things that you're doing and whether or not it's going to be beneficial for your business, okay? Because sometimes these groups can be very Facebook. It's Facebook. It's more stuff. It's more noise, and it can kind of pull you in, and sometimes you don't realize that you've gone down the rabbit hole until it's a little bit late, and you realize you've been on Facebook for 2 hours but haven't done anything. Productive, at least, right? And yeah, you're right. Sometimes I see stuff on the Posh corporate page before I see it on the Team Posh page, which is hilarious. I'm not entirely sure how that works, but yeah, sometimes I'll see stuff there before anyway. So that's why I do recommend doing that. And I post different things, obviously, so that's always very helpful. So your optional pages that I do think that are helpful, but if you're somebody that gets overwhelmed very easily, if you're brand new, maybe hold off for a little while before you explore these other groups. And keep in mind, I only recommend these because they are good resources, and I really just think that going to these the groups to get what you need is perfect. You don't need to sit there and police it, etc. Right? Just just use the search bar. It's amazing. And then the groups that I'm talking about specifically are the graphics groups. There are a couple that are listed in our resources tab, and it really is just they're consultant-run groups, and it's preference, I think, for what you want, what group you want to be in. But these are graphics only groups, which I absolutely love, because there isn't too much noise and chatter in there that I feel like it's too difficult for me to find what I'm looking for. But for the most part, I just search through the albums, or I use the search bar to find exactly what I need, and it really helps out. So if you're wondering how to get the graphics, or maybe you don't make graphics, and that's okay. You don't have to make graphics. How are you able to find these awesome graphics everyone's using? Look to the other consultants that have already done it. You don't need to recreate the wheel when there's already really great content already out there. Obviously, I do recommend that you change up that content a little bit so that you can personalize it to show your personality, but also so you can avoid the Facebook jail stuff. And we have trainings on different ways that you can personalize graphics. For the most, you can just add like a picture of you being excited over something, or add your website at the bottom. And there are so many different apps that it's very easy for you to do that. Create a collage, add text, etc. Okay. All right, so that is the other thing. There are local groups as well. It really depends on your area. So there are some groups that you kind of have to search around for them. Sometimes there are local Posh consultant groups in your area that, those are kind of helpful, especially if you're looking for um, local help for any reason, or meetups or something like that. And then sometimes it depends on the area you're in. Sometimes there's vendor event groups, so networking groups, different it's a group that basically all the vendor events that are happening will be happening or are posted on there, so you know what's going on. So if you're somebody that is trying to get into the vendor event world and you're not really sure where to look, that is another group that you can also look for in your area. It really just depends. They're hit or miss. As with any event, is hit or miss. But those are some other optional groups that kind of supplement the basic core groups that I think that are really important resources. Okay. And then, so let's see, that was Facebook. All right, so then the team trainings, we have our Monday night team trainings every Monday at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. So that is something that if you can't get on live, obviously watch it afterward in the recording on the team page, or you can always check out my YouTube channel. Now, and then that leads me to YouTube. And all of the content that's available on YouTube. We have so many consultants, so many leaders, so many different points of view, different personalities, and different training types, and all that stuff. All of that is on YouTube. And if you have a question on something, if you want to see how different people do home parties, or follow up, or customer service, or I don't know, anything, you can go to YouTube, search for it, and you'll usually find some information on it. Some leader that you may have heard of that is giving you their insight, their training ideas, tips and tricks on how to do stuff. So that is my other kind of tip for you guys, is if you have questions, go look for the answers. Ask the question on the team page. Ask the question to Google or YouTube and see what answers you can find. Maybe you have questions on how long something lasts, how long a soap bar lasts. You can ask for that in the team page and see what different people's experiences have been, because it's always really great to hear different perspectives, different opinions, different circumstances, and kind of get it's like a group share, right? Like a group where it's a forum. It's a way to get multiple people to talk, to give answers, right? All right, so then, yeah, so YouTube is definitely something that I do really think that is a really great resource, and obviously utilize the trainings that I'm putting in the team page. If you guys find a training that you think is absolutely amazing and was was mind-blowing, and you think other people would appreciate it, share in the team page, because I find some and I will put it on the team page, and I will hashtag training so that people can find it later, and whatever relevant hashtags that would fit for it. But if you guys find stuff, you can always put it on there. But basically, the team page is a kind of like a, I don't know, catch-all for all the different things. I remind you of the Tuesday trainings. We have our Monday team trainings. I share some of the most useful YouTube trainings that I've seen, and I share other consultants and leaders' ideas that I've liked, or different things that they've said that I really liked. And so this is just a great way. It's a catch-all for everything. But if you want to see more, you can always go out there and look and see what other content is out there. YouTube is the easiest way, I think, for you to find it. However, you can always find it on Team Posh as well, because there are leaders that post on there. There's always the Tuesday trainings as well. So those are kind of my list of Posh resources that you should be paying attention to, that you should be really engaging in and interacting in. You don't have to do every single thing. If you're so overwhelmed you can't keep up, that's okay. Just pick some time, half an hour each week or each day or whatever, to sit down and do a little bit of training and do a little bit of learning and to gain some more knowledge, because every little bit that you're going to learn is going to help you in your business. Even if all you do is sit down and read the catalog through, you'd be surprised at what's going to stick and what might come in handy the next time someone asks you what would be really great for dark spots or something like that. It really does help, is what I'm trying to say, is that all this knowledge and all this time that you might have on hand, you might not know how it's going to help you, but if you use your extra time wisely and the time that you're putting into Posh wisely, and put it into income producing activities and productive activities to grow, to help you go further in your business, it's going to help. It's going to pay off. Consistency is very important, and it's never too late to get started on any of these things. It's never too late to go back and try it again. If you missed out on your props and you never made it all the way through the Prep Academy, you know what? You can still get into the Prep Academy. You're still going to benefit by doing by watching the different trainings. Yeah, maybe you're not going to get your props pin or whatever. That's okay. That's just an added bonus. You're going to be able to learn all the different things in there. And the content in there does change with each catalog, with each new thing that happens. The content changes. So it's never a bad idea to go do something again. Watch a training again that you found helpful before. And I do this often when it's about when I feel like I really need to hear something more than once, if I liked a team building training that I watched before, I will watch it again. And I feel like for me, it helps it stick in my head, and it helps me kind of build habits. So the more that you guys kind of work on your business and to gain the knowledge that you might not even know that you're gaining or needing, it's really going to come in handy. All right, does anyone have any questions, anything to add that I may have missed? I made my list of things and kind of went through and made sure I had everything, but I might be missing stuff. So if you guys are seeing anything, let me know. All right, so really this is a good overview of all the different places you can find Posh resources. If you have questions, I highly recommend that you go and seek the answers, because it's going to stick in your mind more, I think, once you get into it and you kind of realize how to find the things that you're looking for. If you don't know how to find, say, the catalog in the Posh or in the Posh box, it's going to take some practice. It's going to take some time to kind of navigate, kind of understand a little bit of how it's organized. It might not be the best organized, but you're going to be able to kind of figure out what is in there so that you know how to find stuff and how to find stuff later down the road when you're looking for it. Oh, that's a good thing. Thanks for that. You can find local events on Facebook under the Events tab. That is a that's a good point. Thanks for that, Charlotte. I'm sorry it wasn't loading. That's super weird. But yeah, there are different ways to find local events. Like there are the meetups. I don't remember what that website is called, but there's like different meetups. There's different groups that you can get involved with in the local community if you're wanting to network and kind of expand your circle a little bit. Just go to know when to look for samples. Is that what you mean, Ginger? Like that samples come up on Tuesday? So samples, for anyone that does not know, is a hot commodity. Portal samples, which are the pre-made samples, are something that we are having you know, it's the manufacturer is having a hard time keeping up with the demand. So they are a hot commodity, and usually they sell it pretty quickly. And so if you are looking for them, they do get added to. It's good to know when to look for samples. Oh yeah, so it's a hot commodity, and they are usually added to the Posh portal, which is in the virtual office. You can get to the Posh portal in the virtual office. The Posh portal is where you're going to find your business supplies. You can use your perks on your business supplies, which is my favorite way to use perks, but that's where you're going to get your samples. So if you can at least figure out how to navigate the portal. So hey guys, sorry. I'm not sure why my internet like cut out. But yeah, so if you can figure out how to get to the portal so that you can get to the samples page so that when samples get added to the portal, you know how to get there quickly, that's actually going to be really helpful for you as well. And that happens, that they randomly get added, I think at different times on Tuesdays. There's never like a set time. Although I usually check around 10 a.m. Mountain Time, but you never know. Let's see, craft and vendor events on Facebook groups. Yes, that's a great one. Because usually, I mean, locally for me, that's where you're going to be able to find those different events, because it seems like everyone is taken to Facebook, and they advertise there. They use Facebook as a way to get their event out there. They use Facebook as a way to get out to the vendors and to network with them. So that's a good resource as well. And then obviously, if you're looking for some other great ways to network, talking to your different local consultants, friends, etc., just like what they think about where they go to look and how they feel about different events, and that they're going to be a plethora of knowledge as well. Chamber of Commerce is another good one if you're looking for events. But yeah, so those are some great resources. Does anyone have anything else to add or any questions? All right, so yeah, okay, and then one more thing to kind of throw out there is that our websites are a very great resource. I don't know if a lot of people are using it to the full I guess the full taking advantage of the website. The website, just the main website, like the shopping pages. You can very easily use that as resources when you're looking for information on product, on pricing, for graphics. If you're doing a graphic and you want to look at the gender bender and you want to add some text to a gender bender image, just go to the gender bender page, the shop page for it, where you would purchase the gender bender, and just save that image and use that image in your graphic. So I love just going on the customer side of everything, because for the most part all the product stuff is right there for me to use. So it's very easy to do that. Very easy to find. Yeah, that's awesome that you're doing that. So Charlotte is doing a mashup with a Lula and Jamboree consultant. That's another fun way to use Facebook to do kind of a group event with different consultants. So yeah, get to know your consultants. If you have some friends, maybe you guys can pair up and do some fun event together to complement each other. All right. Okay, I think I kind of went over it all. So your website, the VO, right? That's your website, your VO, the Posh box, the Posh portal, Team Posh, the Posh Hearts group page, and then other optional Facebook groups that you find are useful. All these resources, as long as you are putting in the time and the effort to get in some training, and to even and YouTube, I forgot YouTube, sorry, and YouTube, Even if you're putting in maybe 5 minutes a day to watch a video, or half an hour a week, or something, or an hour each week, or I don't know, just whatever spare time you have, and you can get in a little bit of extra training, it's going to be really helpful for you guys. Don't forget to check out the Prep Academy, the Action Academy, and just take advantage of all the different resources that Posh has to offer. The Tuesday trainings are coming back up again, so there's a lot of information out there. If it's too overwhelming, you don't need to do everything. Just do what you can with the time that you have, and hopefully you guys are going to be able to see that the benefits to your business soon. So stay consistent. Stay curious, keep on learning, and go seek the answers. So if you have questions, go look for the answers. If you guys have any questions after this video is live, you guys are always welcome to post on the team page, reach out to your sponsor, reach out to your leader, and do what you can to get the answers. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. Hopefully this was helpful. Thank you guys so much for joining this Monday evening, and I will talk to you guys later. Have a wonderful